All right. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. It's February 21st, 2023. This morning, we've got the RIP Remedial Improvement Performance Plan, and we've got quite a treat for you. We've got this young lady who not only is a sales manager, district manager, but she is a rock star agent. She's been in the top 10 for the past couple years on the Dreammakers team. And I am so excited to be able to introduce to you guys. We call her the icon, Katie McConville. Do I have you?
Good morning, Ashley. Do you have me?
Yes, ma'am. So I know that everybody in the company knows you as pretty much like maybe you should have a second nickname as Fast Start Monday Katie. Legit, right? So you're definitely Jordan's favorite every Tuesday morning whenever he asks, all right, who went big on a Monday? So now you get to share your wisdom, your performance, and your tactics on how you really start your Monday. So let's go ahead and take it away. Tell us a little about what we've got in store for today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Ashley. And this has become a little bit of a passion project for me because Mondays have turned into my most important day of my week. So I really started making that transition about 8 to 10 months ago and really focusing on Mondays. So today we're just going to go over how to prep for your Monday, the mindset you need for a Monday, and then what can ruin your Monday. So we've just got a couple things to go through. I'm just going to be real with everybody and tell everybody what I do and how I do it. And hopefully, people can get something out of it.
All right, fantastic. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So the first slide is we've obviously got Fast Start Monday with Katie McConville. Talk to us about this preparation and production.
So production only comes from preparation. If we wing this industry, if we wing this job, if we wing the door approach, if we wing our schedule, you're not going to have the results that you want. So preparation equals production, and it is that simple. I always tell everybody this: if you went to work at Burger King or you went to work at Chick-fil-A, you would still have to study the menu and know what goes on each sandwich or what comes with each item. That's the same thing here. So if you're not preparing for your week and getting yourself in the right space, you're starting Monday at a disadvantage. So going into my Monday, I really look at three things. I look at my leads, I look at my road warrior, and then I take a look at my schedule. What I personally recommend and what we teach is if you don't have leads, you don't have money to make. So you got to buy the leads. You've got to invest the money to buy the leads because, this is an ROI business. What you put in is what you'll get out. So the more leads that you have, the more opportunity you have to make money. So every week I start with 20 to 30 fresh leads, fresh to me. I work a lot of bronze leads. I work a lot of metal leads. That's about 85% of what I did last year was off bronze leads alone. And I just recently started working digital sale leads. So I think I maybe bought 10 platinums last year. So I don't work those. So fresh to me leads is what I work. And if you don't have 20 to 30 to get you through a 5-day work week at a 30 to 40 hour pace, you're not buying enough leads. So people are spinning their wheels a lot, I see. And especially I see this as a coach when you're working the same 10 to 15 leads over and over and over, and you're not getting anybody home, you're not getting a sale, you are just wasting your time. So 20 to 30 fresh leads per week. What I will tell you is that with my Road Warrior, which is connected to this point, is that Road Warrior has two options. It has a free option, which is about 8 points per route. Bump yourself up to the paid version. I think it's $8 or $9 a month, and it gives you 200 points per route. There's a reason that's important. So when I tell you that there are 20 to 30 leads I have per week fresh to me, they get added to the leads of my other routes that I have not hit yet. So I'm going to show you this real quick. Right now, I've got about 200 routes in my Road Warrior, but I want you to look at how many leads I have in them. So if you can see that, that's just one county. There's about 80 sitting in there. So if I've not hit a lead, if it's not a no at the door, if it's not a no in the presentation, or I haven't seen somebody at the door yet, that lead is still viable. So it doesn't matter if you bought it 3 days ago, a month ago, put it in your road warrior, make yourself a huge route so that whenever you're in the same area, you can still go back and hit these leads that are just sitting in your notability. So I've got them for every county that I work. So I probably right now have about 1,000 leads in here that I can go see at any time. Why is that important? That's important because every single day I have someplace I can go. It doesn't matter where I want to work. I've got leads sitting there. So really utilize that. And again, it's a tax write-off if you bump up to the elevated version of Road Warrior. It's a really great way to spend $8 because you can see what's in front of you. You're not working the same little route. And it really just kind of shows you like, oh my gosh, like I actually have a lot of people I can go see. So it's not going to matter if it's 12 o'clock and you haven't found somebody home yet. You still have another 80 people you can go see in that area. So what I do about every 6 months is I go back through my leads, find the ones I haven't sold yet, which are, they started as bronze, but they're still bronze. And I put them back in my Road Warrior. So then it's, you know, because they're getting resold on Opt anyway. So somebody else has a chance to buy them. I've already bought them. So I'm going to go work them. And I would say that's about 75% of my sales last year were from leads that I already had. And well, that's a high number, maybe like 50%, but still utilizing what you already have. Stop wasting your own money. I actually punished myself last year and made myself work bronze leads for an entire year because the year before I wasted thousands of dollars on platinum leads because I didn't get to them in time. So I made myself work bronze to say, you're not going to waste your own money. You're not going to waste your own time, and you're going to work for what you got at $3 a door. So the Road Warrior, the 200 points, I highly recommend it. It's just going to give you an option to see what's in front of you every single day. And guys, this is done on Sunday. You purchase your leads, you do your Road Warrior, and you do it on Sunday. If you're waking up on Monday morning and you're listening to the national call and you're just putting your week together, you've already failed. This has to be planned out on a Sunday. You have to know where you're going each day. If you've got a ride along, if you've got a training day, what you have, get yourself a whiteboard. I've got 2 calendars going. I've got a calendar in my phone that I use, and I've got a whiteboard sitting in my kitchen. So I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, who I'm training, what areas I'm working. So again, the preparation is equaling your production. So if you're not prepping for your week, no wonder you're not producing. So, you know, it's just like the mindset. So, and that pulls into the schedule. So every single Monday is a power day for me. Now, again, I realize I'm in a different boat. I don't have children. I don't have a spouse. So I don't have a time constraint. But if you're going to pick a power day, make it your Monday. Make it your Monday because you need to hit the ground running on Monday because this is such a domino effect. So the harder you hit Monday, the easier Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are. So I would highly recommend moving that power day. You know, if you've got to arrange childcare or whatever you've got to do, make it on a Monday.
Amen. You know, I love what you said about just the fact of being well-rounded when it comes to your leads. You're not a lead snob. You're not just, okay, well, I can only work this one lead type and all the others suck. No, you're like, hey, look, I'm just grateful I've got leads to work. So whether it's a 5-year-old lead, a 3-year-old lead, somebody that just filled out a digital lead a couple days ago, it doesn't matter. You always have somebody to see. I love that. So again, those 20 to 30 fresh, new to you leads every week. If you run out of those, go get some more. I know Andrew Everhart says 20 to 30 every day. New to you, new to you. You just heard Taylor Collins on the regional call today. Hey, she rocks out senior centers. She'll just go straight up to a senior living facility and hey, she knows there's seniors there. And that's free leads. So what are we doing? She uses newber.com. And also you realize that peak performers are detailed oriented. You see that she's not waking up at 8 o'clock and saying, all right, what am I going to do today? No, she planned it out. She planned out her Sunday the day before or her week before, right? Not a week before, but on Sundays, she's like, okay, I'm going to visualize the win. I'm going to prepare for my week. Love that. Love the fact that you said whiteboard. You know, to be detailed oriented, you're like, whoa, I've got all these things going on. Not only am I a district manager building a team, but I'm also focusing on doing 200,000 net production this year. So she's like, Ashley, I've broken down my goal all the way reverse engineering to the darn day of what I need to accomplish. And this is what I will achieve. I love that about you. So let's talk about the mindset here.
So mindset is just as important as production. And I actually think it's part of it. How you wake up on a Monday is going to dictate your sales. And I will tell you this from personal experience. So I didn't used to be this prepared and this detail oriented. That took time. I've been here for 4 years. I learned from my awful mistakes. I watched other people who are so successful and I took little tidbits. And what I love to tell people is when I'm training my team, and my team knows this, I say this in training, guys, my presentation is 95% what Ashley Khalid taught me. I'm a carbon copy. So I might have little idiosyncrasies and little things that I say differently, but follow the system, and that's in the mindset. So if you wake up on a Monday morning and you're cranky, or it's raining, or it's, whatever is going on in your world, that just pushed that snowball right down the hill and not in the right direction. So mindset, every single Monday I walk out my door, it's a new week. It doesn't matter what happened the week before. It doesn't matter if I had a record week. Doesn't matter if I had a 15K week. Doesn't matter if I had a 2,500K week because I was sick or I just had bad sales. It doesn't matter. You are in control of your own sales hangover, okay? We all know that if we go out with friends and have a couple glasses of wine, I know if I'm out over 2 glasses, I'm gonna have a headache the next day. So it's the same thing with sales. Know your pain point and know what is gonna trigger that negative mindset. So every Monday I walk out my door, I've already got my route planner, I've got my leads, I know where I'm going, and guess what? I have a great attitude. And you know what? Sometimes I'm really tired on Mondays because I don't sleep very well. But I have to consciously in my mind say, it's Monday, it's a new week, let's go. So stop dwelling on what's happened before. Stop beating yourself up for the week you wish you had last week, because you know what? This week is a new chance to have the week that you want. So that mindset really carries into my Tuesday morning, Ashley. So the attitude is, if you sell on a Monday, I promise you, you will wake up feeling lighter and brighter on a Tuesday, ready to hit the field with no weight on your shoulders. It's just magic. And I don't know why it is, but again, that probably took me 2 years to really focus in on Mondays because for whatever reason, that wasn't a strong day for me in the beginning. So now I walk out my door, I've got a great attitude, I'm ready to go. And there is no hangover from the day before or the week before. The new attitude is also, if you have a strong Monday, I love having a strong Monday. I love putting 3, 4, 5K on the board on Monday because on Tuesday, I wake up and it's a beautiful day. I have no pressure. I can go see people. I can help people. And I've already got AP on the board. So it's almost like a little reward. But again, guys, I walk out of my house on a Tuesday at a 0. I do not count what I did the day before. And that's a nugget I learned from Jordan Smith probably about 2 years ago on one of the calls. It was just a little nugget when he was working. I forget, maybe it was newspapers, but every day is a 0. It doesn't matter what you did the day before, whether it was a fantastic day or an awful day. Stop letting it seep over to the next day because you're only making it worse. So when I put up 3, 4, 5,000 on a Monday, I feel lighter and brighter on a Tuesday, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to hit the pavement. That doesn't mean I'm not going to not go to work because I had a baller Monday. No, if you had a baller Monday, you need to ride that wave until you hit a no. So, it works both ways with that new attitude is don't carry over the negative, but also don't carry over the super positive. You want to stay in the middle. We don't want our highs too high and our lows too low. Because if I think it was 2 weeks ago, I did 15K and I did 4,800 on Monday. I know people here that would have taken Tuesday off and done something fun or just stayed home. No, I'm on a roll. Let's keep it going. So every day is a 0. And then I promise you, when you look up at the end of the week, you'll have a record week. I promise you. And especially at halftime, you've got to readjust your goals. And that's one thing I forgot to put in the PowerPoint, Ashley, is say I set an 8K goal for myself and I hit 4,800 on Monday. Is my goal going to still be 8K? Absolutely not. I'm halfway there with 1 day in. I've got to readjust my goal or I'm going to stay lazy. So just be willing to flip flop and push yourself harder. The point I'm trying to make, guys, is don't give yourself a day off. Push harder when you're selling, because you know what? There's going to be a week you don't know what's coming. Your kids are sick, you're sick. And if you had given up and didn't go to work 2 days because you had 5,000 by halftime, you're now averaging 2,500 a week, and that's not going to pay your bills. So the last point on this one with the mindset is every month I had to readjust my 2023 word for this year. My original word was listen. I wanted to listen to myself, my health challenges. I wanted to listen to my team, but it wasn't moving me to action. It wasn't getting me out of bed on the days that I was having challenges. It wasn't doing what I needed to do. So I thought on it, I prayed on it, and I came up with non-negotiable, because that's what my goals are this year. Ashley knows my two goals. My two goals are SM1 by the end of the year and 200K in net personal production. I will hit those goals. It is non-negotiable. And that's the same with a Monday. Mondays are non-negotiable for me. I never take a Monday off, and I never end the day at 4 o'clock. If you go out on a Monday morning with the attitude of this day is non-negotiable, you are going to do whatever it takes to see as many people as you can. I promise you, your week will be off to a fast start. It's all about how you think about it. Some people, I used to dread Mondays. Because I wasn't a strong seller. And I used to, oh crap, then I got a report on Tuesday that I got a 0. That sucked, and I hated that. So I flipped that coin over and I moved to non-negotiable. Anybody that teams up with me on a Monday, you know it's a power day. And that's it, guys. Sometimes I have to team up because it's going to make me work harder. It's going to keep me out longer. It's going to do the things that I can't sometimes do on my own when I'm having like a mentally like, ugh, I don't feel like working day. So team up on a Monday if you have to. Get yourself a ride along, get your buddy and say, hey, we're going to stay out till dark. And, there's everybody that works with me on Mondays knows we're never home before 8 or 9 o'clock on a Monday.
I love that. A couple of things that really just kind of came to mind when you're talking about mindset is that a negative mind will never give you a positive life. I'll repeat that. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. And, Katie, just vulnerability here. Have you always lived at a positive mindset? Have you always lived that, hey, look, I'm coachable, and I'm humble? Tell me about how you can develop a new mindset, a fresh new mindset, because that's what you've been able to develop. How does somebody do that, and talk about, how you develop that?
So I'll be honest, I think I've been pretty coachable for 4 years under you. I believe I have. I try to be the best student that I can be. But it's all what you want out of this, you guys. It's all what you want out. So what are your goals? Are your goals bigger than your excuses? And it is that simple. My goal is not bigger than my excuse right now, because I want what I want, and I'm going to work until I get it. And I think a lot of people, we get down on ourselves and we forget that we used to go to work all the time, and now, for a boss, and we had to be there, and now it's really easy to leave our house at noon. Nobody knows, but it's a choice, you guys. Having the right mindset is a choice every day. And Ashley we're very close, and she knows I struggle a lot with my health. And there are days where I can't, I'm in the hospital, or I'm here, or I'm just home and I'm so sick. So the days that I'm feeling good, I have to choose to push, because I know there's a day coming that I'm not going to be in the field because of my health. And everybody has those things, but it's a choice, you guys. You are choosing your level of production right now. And I think that might be kind of hard to hear, but you are choosing it. If you're never in the 10K club, that's a choice, because you're not willing to do what it takes to get into the 10K club, whether that's working a power night or I work every Saturday. I've worked every Saturday since mid-January, because I know I need that to hit my goals. And I've done over 12,000 AP on Saturdays in the last 5 Saturdays. So the mindset, you guys, it's so important, and it kind of sounds so trivial, but it's such a choice. And now, don't get me wrong, there's days where, we have bad things happen. And I actually, towards the end of last year, was letting that rule my life. I was listening to I had negativity about what we were doing. I was listening to negativity from friends of mine, and because everybody can complain about their job. Everybody can. Nobody has the perfect job. And I actually had to cut it out. And I had to tell some people that I really care about, I just can't, it's affecting my business. It's affecting me every day. I had this gray cloud over me every day with the negativity. And not that I didn't want to help my friends. Of course I wanted to help them, but it was actually seeping into my attitude. So about, what was it, Ashley, a month ago or 6 weeks ago, I actually started on our frontline chat. I started putting in every single night something positive that happened on our frontline. Whether it was I trained a new agent, I had a great interview. I had a good coaching call with one of my agents, or, I had a baller sales day, and I would type it into text it into our frontline chat, because it was making me go back to the fact that you don't have a bad day. You have a bad moment in a day. If you let your bad moment take over your whole day, it's gone. Your whole day is gone. So I had to physically take the time every night between 8 and 9 o'clock to sit down and say, what was positive about my day today? And text it to Ashley, into our front line. And it's helped me so much, because it's making me forget about the little parts of the day that aren't so great. And I kind of love it, because there's a lot of our frontline people that are kind of jumping on the bandwagon, and they're putting in their positive every day. And it's just great, because you get to cheerlead each other. You feel good about your day. And I promise you, every night when I text that in, some nights I forget, but I forget about the kind of the crappy moments of the day. I don't let them rule me anymore.
Amen. You know what it reminds me of is not only this sense of urgency that you have about your day on a Monday, but the neat thing is you're creating something that's contagious. When somebody wins, it's contagious. It makes other people want to win as well, right? So again, that rising tide that you're able to create on your team in NASB, I just love that. But then something creeps in, which is called distraction. So talk to us about this when it comes to distractions.
Absolutely. So this is what I call a production ruiner. So we all have things in our life that are distracting us. We have kids and animals and families and health challenges, and we've got all this craziness. But if you're letting that rule you, you are not going to be able to produce anything, because you're never in the field. So distractions equal no production. And the rule by randomness thing, I really struggle with people, because I don't understand why we take ourselves out of the field all the time for these little things, when those little things you would not have been able to stay home from your W-2 job to do. So, running to the grocery store in the middle of the day, running home to do laundry, like these things I don't understand that, because when you worked at Wells Fargo, or you worked at Harris Teeter, or you worked at a law office, you weren't allowed to do those things. So why are we doing them now? And, it's the thing where, if you've got a sick kid, that's a different story. And I don't have kids, so I can't speak to that. But if we're pulling ourselves out of the field every time something little pops up, look at how much time you're not working. If you were to really add that up, it's pretty crazy. The things I hear people taking themselves out of the field for, I'm like, why? Do it after 5 o'clock. Do it on a Saturday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get your oil changed at 1 o'clock on a Wednesday. Like, set a morning appointment, you know what I'm saying? So just stop the randomness, because it's affecting your production. It's affecting your money, and it's affecting your mindset. If you're getting a call every day, and a family member needs this, or you got to go drop this off, or like, those people are taking advantage of you. Now, I'm not saying if you're taking care of a sick grandparent, I'm saying the little tiny things that you don't actually need to go do during your day is ruining your production. And if those happen on a Monday, I promise you it's going to carry over into Tuesday, because there's that sales hangover, because you didn't have the Monday you wanted. So now Tuesday you wake up with that weight on your shoulders, and it's just a domino effect. And when we all know, when we have weight on our shoulders and we've got that commission breath, you're not going to sell. You're going to stress yourself out. You're going to not have your calm, cool, collected, presentation. And the senior can feel that. So when you're ruled by randomness, you're ruling yourself right out of a good paycheck. So, it's that refuse to lose attitude. And it's all connected, you guys. It really is. And I just wish if you could, I have a tagline. If I'm ever on the Real Housewives of North American Senior Benefits, my tagline is going to be your own boss, but be your own boss. And what that means, you guys, is, I know it sounds silly, but I live by it. If you're going to reward yourself and give yourself a vacation, or you're going to take a Friday off because your sister flies into town, or we live at the beach and we want to hop on the boat on a Wednesday, you also have to do it on the other side. You have to make yourself go to work. You've got to make yourself go to work. We are not micromanaged here. I don't micromanage my team. I don't ask them if they're at work at 9 o'clock on a Monday or 3 o'clock on a Friday, but you've got to force yourself to do the hard so you can let yourself have the fun. And that's all with the randomness. Like if if someone in your life is pulling you out of the field, or if you think your household chores need to be done during the day, that's not being your own boss. Because when you were at your last career, whether it was, like I said, I keep going back to Wells Fargo or Burger King or, Gold's Gym, wherever you were, you couldn't leave the field you couldn't leave that job to go do those things. So why are you allowing yourself to do them now? You shouldn't be. That's not why we are our own boss. We are our own boss so we can go make as much money as possible and live the life of our dreams, not so we can go get an oil changed at 2:00 on a Monday. Like, that's not why we're our own boss. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to dig in and fight and remember why you got here. You came here because you were miserable for whatever reason, whether it was you wanted more time or more money, or both. I wanted both. So stop letting these tiny little distractions pull you out of the field. Like, fight. Say, nope, I'll drop it off. I'll drop it off at 5:00 when I'm done, or I'll give it to you at 9:00 in the morning. Or guess what, guys? My laundry's going to wait. Whatever it might be. I find it fascinating, the excuses that people have that pull them out of the field that aren't really necessary. Like, when grandma was in your living room, Ashley, that's a different story. You've got someone on hospice in your living room. That's a very different story. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the really insignificant things that you're giving yourself permission to do when you shouldn't. It goes into that non-negotiable. Mondays are non-negotiable, start to finish. I usually drive on my way to where I'm going during the national call. That way I'm knocking at 10 and I am not done until the job is done. And that could be 9:00 at night. But if you're somebody who doesn't have that freedom of schedule, but you have to be home at 4:00 because the kids get off the bus and you have to be home. Totally get it. But then are we sitting on Facebook and Instagram during our day? After every house, are we taking 10 or 15 minutes to scroll through social media? Because if we are, by the end of the day, I promise you've lost an hour or two. So then you are literally cutting your even shorter day even shorter. And by the time you're done, you're at a half a day. And we all know we could go 0 for 3.5 a day. I mean, yesterday, this is very true. I worked with Sarah Stansel. We knocked 27 doors yesterday. 27 doors. We talked to one person. Yesterday was the first 0 I've had on a Monday in probably 6 or 7 months. But we still went out and we tried and we busted our tail and we knocked 27 doors. And it kind of sucks. But the point is, we put ourselves in the position to at least have an opportunity to go to work. So, it's just all tied together. Ashley, I don't know if that all made sense or I was just all crazy on a tangent, but.
No, absolutely. I think sometimes it's not so much the outside distractions that somebody has, but also the inside distractions, somebody's mindset, which honestly, in my opinion, can have and produce a lack of activity. It could produce a lack of belief. It could produce a lack of self-doubt, lack of self-discipline. You go to a home, it's a Monday morning, they're not home. So you just kind of sit in your car for about 10 to 15 minutes figuring out, well, what am I going to do next? I'm going to go drive 20 minutes down the road to my next lead. No, what do? You go do the T. You should know and visualize what your strategy is. Why are we being ruled by our feelings? Why? Right? Every single day. Stop it. You've already heard about the health challenges that Katie has, or the exhaustion that this person has, or that person, or everything that's on your plate. We get it. Everybody's busy. Everybody's faced with things that, gosh, I don't want to face them, but what are you going to do about it? Right? So it's all about what you're going to do, because you cannot have productivity without activity. Have a fast start Monday. Phenomenal job, Katie. Let's go make it rain. Let's go. Take care, guys.